Christian activist Shane Claiborne talks about going to Iraq in 2003 at the beginning of the war. And when he came back, he was talking to groups about what he'd been doing in Iraq. And a lady came up to him, and she looked very angry. And she said to him these words. She said, "How dare you be so careless with your life and put your mother through all that? Jesus will be shaking his finger in your face saying, how dare you be so reckless?" Shane Claiborne writes, "I listened silently, wondering what Jesus she was talking about. The Jesus who died on a Roman cross and invited his disciples to do the same. The Jesus who taught his disciples that if they wanted to find their lives, they should lose them. And most of them did, perhaps leaving behind some angry parents. For centuries, Christians have been jailed, beaten and executed for preaching that Jesus. How was I to tell this lovely lady that Jesus was actually the one responsible for my travelling to Iraq in the heat of the bombing, not a decision that I would rationally make even on my worst days?" He goes on to write, "I had a college professor who used to say, all around you people will be tiptoeing through life just to arrive at death safely. But, dear children, do not tiptoe. Run, hop, skip or dance. Just don't tiptoe." Are you tiptoeing through your life just to arrive at death safely? Are you afraid, full of fear, afraid of the dangers of this world, afraid of risk, afraid of upsetting people, afraid of what people will think about you? You know, if there's one sentence of Jesus that I would recommend to anyone, if there's one teaching of Jesus I would recommend wholeheartedly, even if you're an atheist, even if you want nothing whatsoever to do with religion, even if you reject anything that even smells of religion, if there's one thing I would give to you from Jesus, if there's one thing I would recommend wholeheartedly, it is simply these words: do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. If you can take that on, if you can live that out, then you'll be doing very well in this life. The invitation that Jesus gives, the invitation that all spiritual teachers give, is an invitation to the spiritual life of adventure. And yes, that invitation is risky. It's even dangerous. It led Jesus to the cross, after all. It can lead us into all kinds of places we may not have expected. The spiritual life is not something easy. It's not something that's simply a comfort for us. It can be, and it is, upsetting, discomforting, disturbing, messy. It can take over our lives. It can mess up our lives. It is all of these things. And yet, it is liberating. It is freeing. It is joyful. It is fun. It's hopping, skipping, and dancing through life, not tiptoeing anymore. And the alternative is living with that deadening weight of fear that we all feel. And yet, We can move beyond it. We can begin to live our lives adventurously. What would it mean for you to live your life adventurously? Or to put it another way, what would you do with your one life if you knew that there was no possibility of failure? And is the possibility of failure, is the risk of failure, is the fear of failure a good enough reason not to do it? The Quakers put it this way: live adventurously. When choices arise, do you take the way that offers the fullest opportunity for the use of your gifts in the service of God and the community? Let your life speak. Let your life sing. Let your life dance. Let your life hop, skip and jump. My name is Stephen Lingwood, and I'm the minister of Bank Street Unitarian Chapel in Bolton. Our purpose is to inspire spiritual journeys, to inspire bold, risky spiritual adventures, engaging with the world with open hearts and open minds.